Hey everyone, Steve Kim here. Welcome to the Be Great, Be Kind Steve Kim Experience podcast, hashtag Our Hill Special Edition. Here, I'm really excited to have Mellisa Kazan here, who is a registered dietitian and sports nutritionist who lives in Richmond Hill and operates out of Richmond Hill, but her business is so far so vast and expand. She actually goes past Richmond Hill as well. But Mellisa, I just wanted to say thank you so much for sharing your time with us. I know that it is a difficult time. It's a challenging time right now for people and businesses. So I really do appreciate you finding time just to kind of share with us your story, your business, and kind of moving forward, what that kind of looks for you. So Mellisa, thank you so much for hopping on today.
Thank you, Stephen. I actually also want to say thank you to you and for giving me the opportunity to talk about my business and myself on here with you. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity that you've given me. So I'll talk a little bit about myself. I'll introduce myself, I guess. So I'm Mellisa. I'm a registered dietitian and sport nutritionist. I have a bit of a long story, but kind of a little bit from all over the place. But I was born in Montreal. And I was actually raised in Lebanon, which is a small Middle Eastern country.
Oh, wow.
I came back to Montreal to do my studies. So I studied human nutrition at McGill University. And I have family in Montreal, so I kind of stayed there for about 10 years until I moved to Toronto. So basically, while I was in Montreal, I studied nutrition. And that's when I found also my passion for sport nutrition and working with athletes and supporting athletes. And so I went back to do my master's at McGill, specialized in sports nutrition, and I also did a sport nutrition diploma through the International Olympic Committee.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it was a really great opportunity. It's basically a 2-year program where you really get to learn the ins and outs of sport nutrition. And so after that, I actually got a job in Toronto, which led me to move here. That was about maybe in 2015. And where I worked in Toronto was at the Canadian Sports Institute, Ontario, which is an organization that supports Canadian Olympic athletes and para-athletes.
Wow.
And so I worked there for a couple of years. And throughout that time, I actually also met my husband. And he had to move to Vancouver for work. So I decided to move with him. We got engaged, I moved with him. And so I spent some time in Vancouver as well. So I really just, for the last 5 years, I've been moving quite a bit. So I was in Montreal for 10 years. My life was pretty stable. And then moved to Toronto, stayed for a couple of years. And I moved to Vancouver with my husband. And there I also was very fortunate to also work with Fortius Sport and Health, which is an integrated athlete development center. And so I supported there not only high performance athlete and Olympic athletes, but really it was just a wide range of population. So it was anybody who just wanted to run a 5K all the way to high performance sport, and really helping them with their diet and lifestyle and eating habits. So we also our stay in Vancouver was beautiful, but short as well. So we stayed there for also perhaps 1.5 years. And then I moved back here to Toronto, and that's where my Richmond Hill journey started.
Nice.
So that was in the fall of 2018 where we moved to Richmond Hill. And so I've basically, my husband and I, we love to cook. We enjoy foods. We've been, before Corona, we used to try to, try the different restaurants. We're big foodies, try different restaurants around Toronto. That's basically a little bit about myself. Now I've been here for 1.5 years. I love Richmond Hill. I love the community. It's still busy because I've been a city girl all my life. I live downtown Montreal, downtown Vancouver, downtown Toronto, and now we're a little bit in the suburbs. So I like the feel that it gives still that busyness, but a bit of that cozy suburban life. So we're enjoying it here.
That's amazing. And it's really inspiring. And just in you sharing kind of your experiences, your passion really shines through. So can I ask you, like growing up in Lebanon, moving to Canada, what was it about nutrition and sports nutrition in particular? Like, was it something early on? Was it a family member or an experience that you had that formulated that passion? Because you're so passionate about it. Like it resonates as you talk. It brings me passion and pleasure to hear you like so deeply share with us your experiences and your love for it. So how did this start with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think growing up, I've always loved food. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. She always cooked, Lebanese food, very cultural food. We grew up around food for, family events. Sundays was always, a family time to eat together. Even during the week, we'd sit down and eat together. So it was always that cultural and social aspect of it. And I grew up just enjoying food and being interested and curious in other culture as well, not just my own, and just tasting different understanding new cultures, tasting different foods, and getting to know how other cultures also work and share food. So there's always that aspect of food throughout my life, which got me interested in it. And I always led a healthy lifestyle. I've always been active. I wouldn't call myself an athlete at all, but growing up, I was in a swim club in Lebanon, and I did a lot of swimming. And then when I came to Montreal, I got into running a little bit more. So I've always had that health, exercise, eating well, taking care of your body type of aspect in my life. And I'm really passionate about helping other people understand that, even though nutrition seems so complicated, and maybe there are so many different opinions about it, it's really, not that difficult in itself. Like it's important to understand your body, listen to your body, and eat whole foods, eat well, and take care of yourself. And really, you can lead a healthy lifestyle that way.
So share with us your business then, because I know you live in Richmond Hill, but yet you have some really amazing platforms right now. So before we got on, you were talking about kind of these virtual consultations that you're having. Like, tell us a little bit about your business and your business model and how people, can reach you and how people can find you.
Absolutely. So how my business is basically a private practice in nutrition. I help athletes learn how to feel better, to support their training, support their recovery, so that they can perform at their best. I don't only work with athletes though. I also work with the general population, individual who wants to improve their eating habits, learn how to eat well, manage their weight without necessarily going on a diet or restricting the food they love. So that's kind of what I help people do. And the way it works is basically I can either see them in person. Obviously that was before the social distancing was in place. And I would do that at the 2 offices and clinics that I rented offices from around Richmond Hill. And actually I would let the client decide which location they preferred. And the other option is virtual. So basically we would set up a virtual call with the client, and it would be one-on-one session. So all of my sessions with the clients are actually one-on-one, where I would ask them, what are they trying to get out of nutrition? What are their goals? Are they just trying to understand what their body needs? Are trying to feel better? Is there, some habits that's lingering in nutrition that, they want to fix? Perhaps they eat emotionally. Perhaps, they want to learn how to eat better, learn how to cook easy meals, support their exercise. So I help individuals kind of implement these habits, and that's one-on-one sessions. And I also hold workshops. So I've also speak at workshops, and that could be for sport teams. It could be a club team that wants their athletes to know a little bit more about nutrition and how to support their training day with fueling. So I go out to the clubs. Before Corona, I used to go out to the clubs and see athletes. But now it's also webinars. It's all online. It's all shifted.
So obviously your business has shifted, just because of Corona. So a lot more virtual, a lot more online presence, things like that. You touched upon a little bit about that, the misnomer behind diets, the myth behind diets. Like right now, as everyone, I think, and I believe, is living more of a sedentary lifestyle. Do you have any tips that you'd like to share with people in terms of promoting that healthy lifestyle? And when we think of diet, people think of just always the extreme of diet, right? And so that's why most diets fail. And you know this, because there's no balance to it and there's no structure. So is there anything that you can share with people, 2 to 3 things right now, you're in quarantine, that is absolutely vital to continue maintaining a healthy lifestyle now more than ever?
Yeah, absolutely. Couple of things. So something that I've been seeing really commonly in my practice with my athletes and clients is just, now that everything has shifted into quarantine, you're at home, your routine is changing, you perhaps don't have the same schedule, or you're not as busy. What's happening is people are eating out of boredom, or perhaps overeating.
Yes.
That's been very, very common, and it adds a lot of stress. It adds a lot of stress to your life. Some of them feel guilty, some of them feel ashamed, and the number one thing I want to say before I give the tip is it's okay if this happens, because it's normal, right? It's already stressful what's going on. And so your body and your mind is just adapting to this new way of living. So it's okay that this is going to happen, and don't beat yourself up too much because it's just going to cause more anxiety. And then if you're stress eating, you're just going to stress eat more.
I love that you just shared that. It was on, I just got chills. I wish there was like a Zoom, because that was a very, very powerful statement. And I think that's a testament to the incredible person that you are. You just shared with people being like, you know what, this is a difficult time. We all know that. And because of that, things are going to change. And you just said, you know what, that's okay. It's okay. However, that being said, there's got to be some balance. So thank you so much for just being really transparent and honest about that. That was amazing.
Thank you. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what I try to bring to my practice as well. And with my clients is really, for me to be able to help anybody, they need to be open and they need to share really what's going on. And I can't help them if I don't know how they're feeling. And I know that with overeating, there's a little bit of guilt. So what's important is to move past that and try to tell yourself that it's okay. But also, obviously, there are things you can do to reduce the frequency of, overeating or eating out of boredom. And so the number one is, I know there's not a lot of structure in our lives or in our day right now, but you can try to implement that structure with your eating. So it's very important to still continue on having regular meal timings. That's one of the most important pieces. And what I mean by that is, don't stay hours without eating, right? Even if you're sitting down a little bit more, your body is still burning energy and it needs, the carbohydrate, the proteins to think, to focus. Perhaps you're training a little bit. So you still need to eat every few hours, anywhere between 3 to 4 hours. It's going to depend on the person, but still have your breakfast, lunch, dinner. Even if everything is shifted later, just have your 3 meals, perhaps have a snack or 2 in between your meals, so that your blood sugars are stable and that your energy is stable. And what that does is that it prevents you from arriving at the end of the day exhausted, starving, gorging and going through the fridge and eating a lot, which tends to happen commonly. So keeping your meals balanced and making sure that you've got some carbohydrates that are high in fiber, some lean proteins, and some vegetables and fruit. So that would be like kind of the base. Okay. With the meal timings. The other thing that helps also stress eating or overeating is try to manage stress a little bit. So I know we're all confined at home, we're sitting more at our desk, we're on our screen a lot. So try to take breaks throughout your day. Maybe you need to schedule them, maybe you need to set a reminder to remind yourself if you're someone who just tends to power through. Take a break, go outside, even if it's 30 minutes, do some activity, find a hobby, something that's gonna get your mind off of the stress, off of food. You obviously want to always use food to deal with an emotion, just maybe take this time to learn something new. So just some tips here to just manage stress a little bit. And obviously, hydration plays a big part, because sometimes when we're not drinking enough, we tend to feel hungry. So making sure that you've got a water bottle inside or a glass of water inside, and that you're hydrating well, so that you're not feeling that you're craving a little bit more of these sweet foods or these those pleasure foods that we tend to eat sometimes. And my last tip is something that I obviously needs practice, but try to implement a little bit of mindful practice. Ask yourself if you're actually hungry or not, or if how are you feeling? Are you full? Is what I'm feeling a real hunger? Am I actually bored? Am I stressed? Am I anxious? So, and obviously that takes practice, and you need to understand what hunger feels and what fullness feels. But these are things that I also help my clients learn about in the one-on-one sessions.
Can I ask you, because everyone, when I was little, my parents were always forcing, like, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. What are some really, really good morning foods or breakfast foods that you could share to kind of help set people up for the day? Like, right? Because like the morning routine for me, I have such a powerful morning routine. It's just setting me up for the whole day that allows me to continue to stay on schedule. So even despite the fact that my office is closed and I'm working from home, my morning routine hasn't changed, which has allowed for me to stay pretty productive and consistent and efficient throughout the day. The one thing though that you did share was kind of walking away from the screen time. So I actually have a reminder on my phone every 45 minutes for me to actually get up and walk away from the computer for like 5-10 minutes and come back. But the morning routine is so powerful. So could you share with us maybe like 2 or 3 really, really good foods to kind of help fuel us to get us started on the right foot for the morning?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are many different foods that are, that can get you started on the right foot, or get, started on the day. But basically, you want to make sure that you've got a combination of fiber-rich foods, lean proteins, and either vegetables or fruit. So an example of that, so what fiber-rich foods and carbohydrate-rich foods do is that they're going to give you the energy for your day. You've been fasting overnight, you've been sleeping, your body's still using up that energy. So you still need, you want to replenish those carbohydrate stores as you wake up. It's going to help your brain feel good, happy, kind of, get started with your day.
Yeah.
So oatmeal is a great example. Or any whole grain toast or whole grain cereals, you can start with that. And then for protein, you could do yogurt, you could do milk, you could do peanut butter, eggs. These are all great sources of protein. And then, for fruits and veggies, really, there's not one that's going to help, but really try to have some fruit or some vegetables with your meal. So you can top the oatmeal with berries and cook it with milk, or top it with some yogurt. If you're having eggs, you can do, some scrambled eggs, whole grain toast, maybe a little bit of spinach, that you're sauteing it with it. And, if you're doing some whole grain toast, a little bit of peanut butter, you can add some banana and cinnamon. So all of those are really great foods to start your day, and they're all rich in fiber, rich in complex carbohydrates, proteins, and give you a little bit of antioxidants from the foods.
This is just the tip of the iceberg with you. So for people watching, people listening, Mellisa knows her stuff. So, I know that you're able to share some really, really great tips right now, but I strongly suggest and urge everyone to reach out to Mellisa. She'll set you up on a phenomenal plan and really, really point you in the right direction, because now more than ever, I don't think we should be trying to navigate healthy eating, healthy lifestyles on our own. We should be seeking the advice and the direction of professionals like Mellisa. So Mellisa, amazing. Mellisa, what do you have in store once COVID is over? So, what is the big plan for your business, your direction, your vision? What is that going to look like after this event is over?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm working a lot on trying to put myself out there as much as possible. I'm on social media a lot. I'm on my Instagram a lot. I'm creating a lot of content to help athletes understand how I can help them. Really, I hope that I can connect with as many people as possible. I hope to connect a lot more within the community of Richmond Hill, whether they're recreational athletes. I see a lot of runners, cyclists, doing their exercise out there. I'm also hoping to connect a little bit more with sport clubs around here. I know there's a lot of figure skating clubs, rhythmic gymnastics clubs in the community. So just connecting a little bit more with them and support them, just really being in the community and helping out as much as I can.
That's amazing. So Mellisa, so for people watching and listening, where can they go? Where can we go to find more about you? So can you just share your website, any of your social media handles? And again, I'm going to post all of your information in the post below so people know exactly where to find you.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you remember, my name is Mellisa Kazan, so it's pretty easy. My website is www.mellisakazan.com. There's a lot of information on there about how you can reach me, the services that I offer, and how I can help. And if you have any questions, just please don't hesitate to reach out, ask your questions, and I'd be happy to speak to you and explain to you how I can help. When we talk the first time, and if you just have inquiries about how we can work together, it's absolutely free. I just get on the call, get to know you a little bit better, and explain to you what we can do together. And then I'm also on Instagram and Facebook. So my Instagram handle is @mkdietitian. And for Facebook, it's basically /mkdietitian as well.
You please, and for people watching, listening, you got to check out Melissa's Instagram account. That's how I found her. It is a phenomenal account. I love your posts. I love the value that you're providing for people. Before we end off, Mellisa, any final thoughts or words that you'd like to share with people watching and listening?
Final thoughts. I guess I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about myself and talk about what I do here. It's been really a great opportunity for me. And then for everybody listening, I'm not sure actually what
No. It's I just I don't want me to put you on the spot. I think you provided a tremendous amount of value for people. Your passion and your just genuine level of care and authenticity has shined through this podcast and the video and stuff. And I just hope that everyone watching and listening, please check Mellisa out. She's worth a phone call. just check out all of the value and the information that she is providing for people. So Mellisa, I just want to say thank you so much. I wish you so much success in your business. I already know what's going to happen with your business once it's safe to do so and things like that. But in the meantime, all those virtual consultations and presentations that you're doing it's the innovation, right? And so for business owners, that's where we have to really focus in on is as things change, as times change, so does our business. So the kind of the evolution of that. So Mellisa, thank you so much. I hope you and your family are staying safe and staying healthy. And I really, really look forward to meeting you in person one day.
Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate all the support and give me the opportunity to be on here. Thank you.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Everyone, you always know the drill. Be great, be kind, everyone. Take care.